ready?
Yep.
Okay, time for our news short for the dreaded YouTube. We are now filming the Movie Man's view on local politics and federal level politics. You know, the presidential race. We'll do the presidential. Said that they're actually smarter because they're good at taking care of the house, the kids, and basically taking care of the finances. So now we're going to ask our average woman customer, what is her opinion on this statement? Would you care to have an opinion on this statement? That I said that women aren't as smart as guys, that they're only good at the finances and stuff.
Well, actually, aren't men better at math than women? But, I don't think women should be confined to the house. That's harder work, and then you have to take care of the man when he gets home since he expects his food. And the kids, they don't help out with anything. I think the man should stay home with the kids.
That's just wrong.
Why? If they're his kids too.
Yes, but the guy has to go out, make the money, so the pretty little woman at home has money to spend.
Well, she could make her own money and spend her own money. Hey, she could buy one of these. Nice little person.
Alright. What do you think of my view that women just aren't as good at driving automobiles as guys are?
Considering the way my boyfriend drives all over the road, I don't think I'd believe that one.
Now, just remember, I think these statements are all for generalizing, you know, the general public.
I'd like to defend myself on that one. She doesn't even have a license, and she's 21. So, no license, 21. I think you can't really talk about driving.
Well, I've seen guys drive. I've ridden with guys, and my mom's a better driver than any of them.
Alright. What about my next view is that the average dumb, cutesy, look at me, bimbette blonde should not be allowed to vote because they only vote by looks, and their idea of knowing an issue is, duh, I'm pretty, I can do what I want anyways. What do you think of that one?
Well, there are guys that do that too. If you're going to do an IQ test, you should just do it over the board. I wouldn't mind that. Get all the stupid people out, the guys and the girls.
Ooh, that's a little bit liberal thinking for a woman. What can you do?
I'm a registered Democrat, what can I say?
Oh no, one of them. Does that mean that you voted for Hillary, who I said should basically stay home and let Obama win the election the way it should be?
No,
because at least he's a free thinker?
We don't need another Clinton era. The last one wasn't that great. I'm all for the Obama. Even though Hillary's a woman, I want a woman in office, just not that woman.
Okay. Now, the other part that got us into trouble was, and it actually did not make it up onto YouTube because it kind of got lost on the disc that got left behind, was my opinion that women should not be allowed to have so many middle management jobs because they just tend to screw things up. Okay? I was all for them having equal pay, but at a lower level. Let the middle management jobs go to the average guy. Because let's face it, the guys need to make more money. They got to take care of the woman. Now, what is your opinion on that?
Oh, hell no, hell no. There's a lot of single mothers out there. They've got to take care of the kids. They don't need to rely on a man. What if there isn't a man in their life? What if they don't like men? What if he's a chauvinist pig? Then what are they going to do? They need the jobs more. Or at least equally. Qualifications, not gender.
Qualifications. Yes, but certain women get qualifications by blinking their eyes and saying, I'm pretty, give me an A. I mean, you know how that goes. I mean, some women just aren't qualified. I mean, they use their looks and their female stuff to their advantage. Whereas a guy, I mean, what does he get? A bag of golf clubs and a few balls to hit around to get ahead.
Well, there can be a woman that's pretty and talented. You seem to think that it's one way or the other. Either she's pretty or she's talented. She could be both.
No, I don't think women are meant to be that talented. The only women that are usually the talented ones are the ones that try to act more like guys. Don't you think that's right?
No, I don't know if there's any more of a masculine-feminine stereotype. I think it's more blended nowadays. And besides, you have to talk about talent. If you have to sit home all day with the kids while they're screaming and not rip their little throats out, that's talent.
I don't think she's a candidate for kids. I really don't.
Well, I think it should be documented. As far as qualifications go, it should be documented, and then get somebody who's blind to hire people. How about that?
Without looking at names or gender or age or anything.
It's just going to have to go by
race.
documented qualifications. And that's where I kind of side with both of you, really, on that.
I don't know. Every time I've had a woman boss, they've always managed to screw things up and let personal feelings get her into the picture. Whereas guys are just straight level-headed. You either make me money or I get rid of you. And that's the way principle I've always operated on. Alright? Now women, if for some reason you don't think that they look nice tonight and let them know it, they tend to take offense and you're out the door anyways. Don't you think that that is the way women normally think?
It depends on the woman. I mean, if she wants equal rights as guys and guys tell her a dirty joke, she shouldn't sue him for it. She wanted the same conversations, the same environment. I don't know. I guess if you're going to be that way, then you can't be a prissy little girl about it.
Okay, so you agree with me then that this sexual harassment in the workplace thing has gone way too far and that it shouldn't be allowed anymore because guys should have the right to act like guys as long as they don't go overboard.
Well, it depends on where you define overboard exactly. I want to make sure I get a definition before I jump in and agree to that one.
In going overboard, I mean making definitely unwelcome advances or unwelcome hitting on the girl. You know, but if you want to say, yeah, I think that outfit looks good on you, you know, you should be allowed to do that. You shouldn't be, you know, I'm not saying the guy should go around and say, eat chihuahua baby, you know. That just shouldn't be allowed. But if he wants to say that the woman looks good or ask a woman out in the workplace, and if she says no, oh well. But, you know, if he wants to, he should be allowed to without having to sign some type of release form, which seems to be the way the country's heading.
Well, on the reverse side, if a woman asks a guy out, does she have to do any qualifications? I've never heard that before. Or if a woman says a guy looks nice, it should be the same either way.
Well, that's your age group of women. I mean, the younger group always asks guys out. The older group that I'm referring to, they usually don't do that.
Yeah, I do prefer if the guy makes the first move, because then if anyone's going to look like an idiot, it's him.
Alright. I think I've lost this argument. Apparently she is much more intelligent than me at making this argument. So, that is definitely the end of part 1 of The Movie Man's View on Women, part 2. We shall pick up with Joe the Cameraman's view as soon as we can. Probably in about 3 minutes. Alright, thank you. Kill it. Okay, it is now time for The Movie Man's View on Women, part 2 of part 2. Oh, that's real intelligent. But Joe the cameraman wanted to give his opinion. So we now have a camera girl, a customer, running the camera. So she's going to say what she wants to say about what Joe's opinion is. Joe the cameraman, let's hear your opinion.
Hello.
Hi.
Okay, my opinions of women. Well, let me start off by saying how this whole thing started for me, alright? I am for equality between the sexes, but I do understand reality, too. I have a great bone to pick with a lot of other stand-up comics out there, I being one myself, and watching their acts talking about coming out and saying, oh, you women are so much smarter than us, and look at us, we're just stupid men, we don't know how to dress ourselves either. You know, you women just really have to show us how to pretty much run our own lives and all this stuff. And, you know, I'm like, well, first of all, look around you. Look at everything around you, okay? Look at all the things that were invented. I dare you to name one woman who invented anything. I mean, I could name 5 male inventors right off the top of my head. I had to research to find 2 females that had invented something. 2 things that have helped humanity in no way whatsoever. Ice cream and Mother's Day. And that's the only ones I could find. As far as the intelligence, I think, honestly, women need to get down on their knees every single day and thank God that men are alive and in their lives. Think of what we've done. You know, if it weren't for men, women would be living in caves right now, huddled next to each other for heat. I mean, that's just reality, you know, and I challenge any other woman out there to argue with me and debate me on this.
I will.